Hello, collective. Welcome to the channel. It is June 28th, 2025. Time is 8:35 a.m. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for being here, everybody. We're going to tap right in and get a morning message. We've got this curator and his friends are talking about your transformation. And this curator is still trying to convince them that there is a reason behind it that they can overcome, and they're saying bullshit. And they're discussing bondage. They're being convicted of crimes, and they're losing their freedom to roam about in the field of consciousness of a sleeper and otherwise. They've been taking advantage and really causing a lot of damage by playing with their sexuality and their energy and their mind. They've been driving them into things like domestic violence, like, you know, brawls at the grocery store and addictions of all kinds. So they're being convicted, and they're being jailed. They're losing their freedom to prance about as some prince, you know, with authority over somebody who's deemed lesser than. Anyway, let's check in for a collective storyline. What does the collective need to know? Spirit, Holy Spirit, Divine Spirit, please give us a storyline for the collective. In the central energy. Whoa, okay. We've got the Page of Cups. So there is, this says, the card says, listen to your heart and go with all things sentimental and romantic. Share those tender moments with someone special. Feel free to express your feelings. Dance like no one's watching and be a giant goof. Have fun and be wild, moon child. So there is a sense of maturity here and responsibility regarding love. Page. We also have the Emperor here. Checking out stuff. This fellow is in charge of the foundation. He's very disciplined, and he's got the Chariot. He's moving forward with whatever it is that he's got going on here regarding young love, sweet love. He's a father figure. So he's guiding this Page of Cups regarding their loving expression and interactions. It's controlled, it's directed, it's sensitive. In the challenge position, we've got conflict. People who disagree with that. They don't want you to go out and have fun and be wild, moon child. They don't want you to experience or express your feelings and feel free with someone special. They want to stop you from living in the heart space. In the subconscious, the King of Wands reversed. This is a ruthless mofo using his wand to hurt people. He's got unachievable expectations. He's ruthless and impulsive, and he's bringing conflict with whoever his minions are against you. In the recent past. We've got the Seven of Pentacles reversed. So these ones who are bringing conflict against your love and your ability to have this sweet, sensitive, and wild love, actual love, they worked without reward. They were fighting against you. They wanted to be ruthless. They wanted it to be an RAPE fest. They don't want sweet love. They don't want loyalty. They want brutalization. But they've been working without results. And they have limited success. They're disappointed here. Intentions and expectations. Ace of Cups. They're expecting a loving proposal. This beautiful, huge cup of love that's going to be birthed between you and your moon child, you and your love bunny. Compassionate, spiritually connected to the source, intuitively. There could be a new baby that's going to come from this. You're going to create a family tree, which will be alive, kicking, strong for generations to come. Oh, they don't want that. It's coming though. It's right there. They're confused by it with the Two of Swords in the reverse. They're in fear of it. They're worried. They don't know what to do in the near future. They're being restricted. They got to stop messing around with you. They got to stop driving your mind into lust. They've got to stop creating domestic violence situations. They've got to stop driving the minds and squeezing the hearts of people. They have to stop. In the near future, the Magician. The mind and the universe are only reflections of one another. You are powerful. Remember that you are, so that the outer world may recognize your strength. You've got clarity here regarding what you want. And you're using your willpower to attain it. In the lens it's being looked through. Five of Cups. Somebody's in sorrow. They're suffering a big heartbreak, perhaps a divorce, or a breakup, or abandonment. They're being abandoned by love because they are trying desperately to stop it from forming. Love is no longer going to support them in their lustful activity. Love wants love. Love wants reciprocation of love. We've got the Three of Cups here. There's happiness within the community, a celebration. They're getting kicked out of the environment. They're being bound. They can't affect this anymore. They got to stop messing around. They're losing their freedoms to search out innocence and then go in and corrupt it, which is what they want, right? They want to corrupt everything innocent and turn it into a little hoe bag for benefit, right? It's a business for these ones. The more decrepit they can turn people into, the more they can control them and their behaviors. And it's like a pimp. This is like a pimp. A worldwide pimp. Trying to turn everybody into a freaking lustful bastard. And the Lord said, lust will be your downfall. So this is the new thing. The Lord is with us, guiding us away from this brutalization. Hopes and fears. Empress. The Empress. The mother energy. The Empress has your back. Take comfort. Good parenting and evolution. We're not going to get stuck in the lower vibrational chakra system of fight or flight, of survival, of just effing everything in the world because it's powerful. No, man. There's a whole nother 5 chakras and more of opportunity here. There's so much more, you know? It's not just limited to what comes out of the ball sack. It's big, man. And this is what the Empress is all about. This is the gift that she's longing to bring to people. Expand, grow, you know, become. You know, in my thinking, it's like these couples ought to be aligning their upper chakras, like in friendship, right? In these things that they find mutually entertaining or exciting or worthy of effort. To work on that here in the mind, in the heart. Are these things in alignment? And then, you know, later, if they are, then introduce the lower chakras into the system. But if the upper 5 aren't in alignment, there's no point in sharing that most sacred essence with somebody, because you will already know that you're not in alignment to create what it is that's in your heart. So, wisdom, patience. The outgoing energy, please, Spirit. 7 of Cups reversed. We've got illusion on both sides of this card. So either we have clarity, or so I believe that there is clarity for a certain portion of the populace, and then there is fantasy for another portion. And those who are embroiled in fantasy and childish delusional practices are being separated. We've got the Page of Pentacles. So there's news and information regarding the history. So there's news and information regarding the history. We could have some people coming up to confess or to tell the justice system what it is they know to help clear this up. They're telling them what they know of this 10 of Wands burden. The Hierophant is here, the Most High God, as far as I see this, or somebody who is directly connected to, is taking these confessions or this information about this heavy burden that was done to the Queen of Wands. The passion, the fire, the diligence, and zest for life. And they're disconnecting whoever it was that was moving in that delusional energy. And you've got your excitement and freedom from that. They're being bound from your mind, from your energy, and they're in a trauma. They're in a freaking trauma and despair. because this high priestess is in the hermit energy, shining a light on what it is they've done and what it is they want to do, what it is they intend. And they're in a tower because folks are standing up for themselves. They're not letting this go any further. This game is over, or it will be over very soon, because you're moving forward in the truth. You've got the Queen of Swords here. So you're moving forward. The Queen of Swords is very well connected. Probably this is the Empress in her Queen of Swords energy, or it could just be a Queen of Swords. Take it as it resonates. But they're moving forward based on the truth in this justice situation. And these ones are losing their pentacles. They're losing their pentacles because they're going to somebody else. They're going to the community. So the pentacles are being taken from those who are spiritually bereft. They have nothing to offer. They're broke. They're destitute. They're a black hole soul sucking up life in all of its forms. They're destitute. So they're going to, what's on the inside is going to be present on the outside. And whatever it is that they've been stealing from people, it's going back to the people. Those people that they knocked down to the ground and left in misery. All of that stuff, that wealth is going back to them. You have a passionate adventure here. It's time to go for it, to be committed to your purpose and your vision here with the Knight of Wands. And you've got the World card. This is a completion, and you are connecting with unified love, and it's very, very strong. So these Two of Cups unions, their fight is over. They're now able to come together in this strong, devoted union. It's wonderful. You've been working routinely and responsibly. You made a good investment. This King of Pentacles is very disciplined, and he's generous. He's achieved great things. So he's made a great investment into this, and he's bringing a 10 of Swords, painful ending to these delusional people, because this 10 of Cups, divine love, has been reconciled with the sun. Those people who embody the essence of the sun have been reconciled. They know who each other are, and they're kicking out anything and everybody who isn't that. No more polluting the environment for love. You've reached your long-term goals. You're coming into those rewards, and the wheel has turned here. And you've got new opportunities with the Ace of Wands coming in very quickly with the Eight of Wands also. So very swift action. You've got lots of opportunities coming in based in truth, freedom. So you know the truth about freedom, and you got freedom in marriage here. You know the truth about it. So you're not going to hook up with some lustful, vampiric, devil energy. This is, the truth about what this is. And they're in fear here. They're afraid. And they could be afraid of this Queen of Pentacles, who I believe is a protectress. This is a royal one, probably a goddess. And she's here fighting for the children. This could be God's wife bringing death to this. She's fed up with what they've been doing to innocence and purity. Her babies, I heard her say my babies several months ago. She's pissed and she's over it. And so are they. They're getting death, man. They're getting death to their foundation because they were trying to bring conflict to your abundance. And you're leaving it behind. You're leaving this freaking devil behind. These lovers are leaving the devil behind. Getting out of Dodge. They have been persistent. Their boundaries have been tested. Their faith has been tested. And they're still standing strong. They're weary. They're weary. And yet they're capable of doing more. They've got a victory over this. They're victorious. And the love of this Queen of Cups energy, this compassionate, loving energy, is relaxing and making plans for the future. What is she going to pour her love into now? We've got some proposals here. some proposals. We've got a 10 of Pentacles here, and there's negotiations and contracts based in the truth, because the King of Swords knows the truth about the fruits of your labor and your new beginning. So he's there looking at everything very carefully, calling judgment on delusional rat bastards, and they're getting left behind, even though they're still here trying to defend themselves and their screwed up ways of thinking. The King of Cups knows the truth. He's very much filled with light. He could be an earth angel, temperance energy. This is a loving, divine masculine in his temperance energy, in his star energy. He knows the truth about all of this, and he's working with high standards to cut out, to divorce out those criminals who have been trying to destroy families, family trees, and generational wealth and well-being. There is some negotiations going on right now. So there's some decision makings going on, and there is a sacrifice. Those who have been bringing Seven of Swords, those who have been trying to commit fraud and trick you for your Nine of Cups, for your dream come true, they're being bound and they're being let go. No more effing around with your inheritance, with your life, with your love, and your ability to love forever. To love, once you fall in love, you don't just fall out of love. When you fall in love and you get too comfortable in love, these little jackwagons come in and start messing the mind and squeezing the heart and dumping shit energy into the solar plexus. And then they give you dreams of Jezebel or Gigolo, and then they send them into the real life and they tear up that love, that connection. This is intentional, and that's coming to an end. They got to stop messing with people in their loving connections. It's just not nice. So we've got the Page of Cups here. New love, guided by the Emperor, which is a father figure. And they're moving forward with control, with courage. They're determined. And they're going on a journey. Look, they're weary here. They're freaking tired, man. They've been fighting for over a year intensely. I mean, I'm talking all day, all freaking night intensity. They deserve a break. It's ridiculous. Yeah. So, and these ones again, Five of Cups. Somebody is in grief because you're leaving. You're taking your love, your young love, your experienced and, emperor love, your high value royal love that's in your soul, connected to divine source. This is what you are in the soul. Royal divine love. And these ones were trying to destroy it. Take it right out of you. And trade it for lustful inclinations. They're here in the challenge position, wanting to fight. They want to fight. They want your land. They want your inheritance, but they don't want to be responsible for love. And we've got the Eight of Cups reversed. They're trying one more time. They're trying one more time to bring conflict to you. They won't ever stop until they're forced to stop. Every last one of these rats needs to be dug up out of their little hole. They're like a mole. They're hiding, ready to pop up at any moment to F's with somebody. This King of Wands reversed is here, being very unpredictable. These ones are stalking stars. They're stalking this Emperor's Empress. They're stalking her. They want to get rid of her. They want to break up this team. They're too powerful. This is a ruthless little prick. It's my intention that if any of these delusional RAPists attempt to come into my 3D space, that they will be stopped and eliminated promptly before they get anywhere near me. And I pray that on to my collective here that's in viewing this, May they never ever reach you. If they attempt to come forward and get into your 3D space, may they never ever make it. May their mind be known and may they be stopped immediately and bound from ever having that inclination again. This Emperor is not messing around. He's sick of it. So yeah, we've got this impulsive King of Wands. He's ruthless. There's something very fast happening here. Something's happening very quickly. They worked without reward. They're disappointed. They're disappointed. They've got the Two of Pentacles here. They have multiple things that they're trying to juggle. They have been kicked out of the loving cup of this Queen of Cups. It's in the reverse. They don't have access to this compassionate energy anymore. They're no longer being nurtured or comforted by it. This is a very codependent, insecure person. They know that you're going to get this beautiful proposal and marriage, which is centered around loving, honest communication, intelligent awareness and compromise when necessary, doing whatever it takes to grow that bond in a strong way. They're overloaded. They've been released by love and they're overloaded and overwhelmed. They don't know what to do. They're pissed off about your energy. You are a temperance angel. It could be that this Emperor and this Empress and this Page, these are the earth angelics. These are the shining ones, those who embody the essence of the sun. They have been reconciled and they're coming together in union. And these lustful, delusional entities are so upset about it. They've been released out of your temperance energy. They can no longer siphon it out of you. You're in your magician energy. You're using your willpower. You're very strong. You're very creative here. Or maybe that isn't you. It could be that there's a magician here that's being held back, or somebody that is being reckless. They're in the Fool reversed. So whoever this magician is, they're not taking part in this new beginning. Or it could be that you're using your willpower to make certain that they don't. Take it as it resonates. Somebody's taking a risk. Somebody's taking a risk, or you're getting rid of a risk. They don't know what to do. They made bad choices. They're in a Five of Cups energy and at a crossroads. At a crossroads. They don't know what to do. They can't move forward. There's a celebration here with the Three of Cups in the environment and an Ace of Wands here. So you're collaborating. You've got these potentials, all kinds of new opportunities. There's the Empress here. Evolution, growth, bigger expansion, bigger capacity for nurturing. And we've got these Knight of Cups proposals. Everybody, you know, they want to be with an Empress energy or somebody who has the potentiality of becoming that. It could very well be that somebody wants to come in and try to connect there. They're confused, they're delusional, they lack purpose. Their life means nothing without being connected to somebody whose life actually does mean something. All they have is sex, man, and brutality and chaos. You're excited, you're free. Page of Wands. Somebody's in delusion. Somebody is confused because you're free, because you're leaving. Page of Wands, you might be a Page of Wands. Somebody's confused that you're leaving, that you're free. Or you have clarity. The illusion has been busted. It could be that your clarity, the fact that you are no longer being covered or manipulated by this mental effery, has got your freedom. You've been set free. It's like the mental body, the squeezing of the heart space, this energy that they've been dumping into the solar plexus of people, and these manipulations that they've been doing to the root and the sacral energy is being nullified. It's being canceled out. Yeah, because these two of cups unions are getting their wish come true. They're coming together. This is divine love. This is soul connected, source connected, unified love. This isn't lust. This is power. And it's the completion of the heavy burden for these revitalizers, these stars, those who embody the essence of the sun, the light within them. This is the conclusion of your heavy burden. You no longer have to carry the burden for lustful, delusional, punk ass little bitches calling themselves leaders or men or, powerful women or whatever, It's over. It's over now. This King of Wands is overcoming challenges, and he's bringing death to these people. He's bringing death. They're out of here. They are out of here. And this King of Pentacles is very strong also. He's got a wealth here of abundance. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean money. It could mean information. He may have a wealth of information, which is allowing the King of Wands energy to move forward and bring an ending to whatever this delusional, fanatical circumstance is. With this devil, this trickster spirit, devil. Oh yeah. And the wheel is turning on this magician. They're in the full reversed energy. And for all of the work that they were doing in the history, the divine stated the need for vengeance is in the history. So all of the work that they were doing in the history is bringing about a tower for them. Whatever it was that they've been doing and enjoying, really enjoying, they have really gotten off on it big time. Hurting people in their love. This divine masculine, King of Cups, the love of divine masculine is working with their team regarding this 10 of Pentacles, regarding the wealth, regarding the gifts of and the merchandise of the earth angelics. These devilish energies will not be obtaining it or possessing it or owning it or enjoying it while bringing you another cycle of suffering and disloyalty and betrayal. They're just not going to get it. And they're in fear here because the world, this is a completion. It's the end of a cycle. It's over. It's over. You're resting. You're relaxing. You're moving on into the future. And it could be that this Knight of Swords that's trying to think fast, that's driving himself into you, trying to come up with some kind of a crazy reason why this is all acceptable. They could be getting laid to rest. We've got a Page of Pentacles and a Page of Cups here. This is new love and new financial opportunities. These are the younger masculines who have been freed. You got the Page of Wands here and another Page of Cups. So the younger masculines who were, and the Knight of Cups. So the younger masculines that were being led down a path of incoherency. They were being misled by this ruthless jackass, King of Wands reversed. And now they're free. They're free to go celebrate because they are, this ruthless jackwagon has been divorced out of their energy and they're in despair. They're really upset because you're coming into the fruits of your labor. And so, oh yeah, the wish come true, the 9 of Pentacles, you're coming into the fruits of your labor, what resides in your soul, what resides in your heart, that Most High can see the core of you, and you're not this energy. And you've got this Queen of Pentacles. Yep, this is a protectress. This is Divine Mother in her warrior energy, bringing judgment on this passion project. Oh yeah, this passion project, lover boy, lustful lover boy who wanted to hurt and break hearts and feed the light to the black hole soul. They're going to a painful ending right now. The Divine Mother is effing them up, and she's got full support of the love of the Divine Masculine. The Emperor is here supporting this. He's like, these irresponsible people who have done their best to destroy the reputation of the father are going down. For all of the illusions that they have been casting, they're being disconnected. They're not getting any more opportunities with love. Their work, their hard work that they've been doing against love is getting them a sacrifice, getting them released. They're getting kicked the F out because they were working so freaking hard to bring conflict, to bring abuse, to cause suffering for people. And the Most High God is here looking at the history of it and the truth of the history of it. And he's moving them out of your energy, out of your life, out of your circumstance. These ones are going into another parallel universe or some other time frame or dimensional reality, and they're going to be there. The divine stated, if you want a world of violence you shall have. And that's where they're being delivered into. They're being bound to it. And this Empress is making a transition. She's leaving the baggage behind. She's moving on, and she's taking her abundance with her. And that is justice, the law of cause and effect. Justice is being served on behalf of the love of the Divine Mother. These F-boys have been effing around long enough. We've got the King of Swords here. He knows the truth regarding this conflict, and he's cracking down on them with his sun energy. He's coming in strong and hard. And these ones are in fear of the light. The divine stated, those who hate me can look me in the face. And they're probably burning up. They're being restricted. They're losing all of their wealth. They're losing all of their gifts. No more magic. The magic is being stripped out of them. They cannot have this knowledge. They've proven themselves to be irresponsible and brutal with it. So they're going to lose their opportunity for this knowledge. They're in a financial loss because the high priestess is connected to the divine, and she knows the truth of the history of what they've been doing. They're searching for new ways of communicating, and there could be new ways of communicating. The Page of Swords, right? They want to know, how do I communicate? How do I be divine love? How do I, like they've been taught lust and how to go about and do that, and now they're wanting to know how to be divine love. They're getting that opportunity. And we've got perseverance and maintaining control. Queen of Wands. You're very determined to live your life. You want to do it with love and with passion. These assholes tried to make the Divine Mother a destroyer. They wanted her in malice. They wanted her in revenge mode, but she never went there. It's not her purpose. And she absorbed a lot of abuse in all of her aspects. The divine feminine throughout the entire world has suffered greatly because of this ruthless bullshit artist here in all of his aspects. But you are courageous. Your boundaries are strong and firm. You're making preparations to expand into celebrations, joy, homecoming, and it's based in the truth. Queen of Swords knows the truth of it. There's not going to be any guessing games. The potential for these ones to get into your 3D space and F up your world again is over. You've shined a light on it, and you're victorious over it. And again, you're making travel plans here with the Two of Wands and the Six of Pentacles. So you're sharing your wealth, you're sharing your abundance, you're sharing your knowledge, you're sharing your love. These ones are concerned about the womb of the divine feminine. Many of you are older now. You've maybe not ever had children, but there is, according to my internal, no voices or nothing have said this to me, but it's been an internal knowing that there is age regression. It's like the earth angelics will gain all of that life force that had been stripped from them and misused by these brutalizers who've been extending their own vampiric existence through feasting on the energy of these earth angelics. You're getting it back. And by that means that you're getting all of your vital force back. You will probably reverse age. Your womb will be healed if there was anything done wrong to it. There's going to be a complete revitalization. Years ago, I knew somebody who died young. He was like 45 or something. He died. He was a family friend. And, you know, like people die. But 3 days after he died, he came to me in a dream as an 18-year-old man. And I didn't even know it was him. I just saw this young man zip-lining through the forest, and he was having a great time. And I thought, wow, well, that's a great dream. Somebody's having a great fun. Well, when I went to the celebration of life, up there on the front stage was a picture of him in his youth as an 18-year-old standing there in the martial arts pose, right? And his hair and everything looked just like the person that I had seen ziplining through the forest. And I know that he happened to really enjoy that activity. So it's like there is a revitalization, a regeneration. Like he got his young body back. And I really think that that's going to be happening to us when we transition out of this. It's like going to be a rebirth without an actual death, is how I'm seeing it. It's like the divine feminine in one of her aspects said that your skin will tighten up. It's like there's a revitalization happening. As this energy is reclaimed and re-given to you, your body will respond in a good way to the return of your vital force. So there will be a birthing of a new family tree. Absolutely. It's going to be bright. It's going to be full of light. And dark and dense energies won't be able to live in that environment. Once it is brought up and knows itself and is healthy, you've learned a lot here in this particular low vibrational battle here for your soul, on how to elevate and increase your personal vibrancy in order to combat the dense energies that were trying to pull you down, this death energy that they kept forcing into the solar plexus of the angels or the high vibrational light beings. The sick feeling you get in the pit of your stomach, that's these ones dumping in toxic black energy. And they've been doing that to the temperance angels for a long time. They've been forcing them to transmit or transmute this energy for them so that they could continue having. So they get sick, they start getting old, they take that energy and they put it on a temperance angel and let them transmute it, because they're the revitalizers. They think that you owe them because you're a gift from the Most High to improve their life. They figure that you owe them. They didn't look at the gift as though this was something to improve their lives and to be treated as a blessing. They looked at it as a commodity that they could use and slaughter and make suffer as long as they went. The animals, a lot of these people look at the animals as though they're nothing more than a food source, and it doesn't matter how much they suffer. In fact, many of them think that the more they suffer, the greater the benefit, because they're in freaking cahoots with this black hole soul entity, whatever that is. They betrayed God, and they betrayed the most precious sons and daughters of God that were brought here to elevate them out of their dark misery and their brutal ways. But they just got more and more brutal, because while they were living in the light on the energy of these beings, in the shadows they were getting more and more vile, trying to bury them and trap them so that they could continue doing this forever. It's over now. The history is known about what they've been doing, and there's judgment being called on them. It's time for you to go rest and recuperate. You're going to transition on out of here. You're in that boat. You're leaving them behind. So we've got the Page of Cups here. So new love for the younger masculines. Now, please do what you need to do with the genders. I'm using the genders that are on the cards for ease of storytelling. We've got the Page of Cups here. So new love of the younger masculine is being guided by the father figure of this emperor. They're moving forward with the Chariot energy here. They're going away. They're leaving behind these other brutalizers, and they're experiencing a loss and they're in regret, and they failed. Because you've got your freedom. You've got your freedom. You're the star. The Emperor is here claiming the stars, claiming those who embody the essence of the sun, claiming those who are the revitalizers and the rejuvenators, those who pour forth love and light into the world. He's reclaiming them. But these energies who are in regret and they failed, they're still here in the challenge position in a Five of Wands energy. They want to fight. They're trying one more time with the Eight of Cups in the reverse. They don't want to stop. They have a fear of change. They don't want to stop. They have a fear of loss. They're in a Five of freaking Pentacles. They're scavengers, man. Their soul is barren. They have nothing to offer. They are one with the black hole soul, and there's no fruits coming from it. That black energy is going to eat them alive and make them extremely sick. It will consume them. This is a King of Wands in the reverse, a ruthless. This person has high expectations, but they're unachievable expectations. There's something happening very quickly here. Five of Swords. It's either conflict or defeat. I believe it will be defeat. They've been working without results. They're juggling. They don't know what to do. They're juggling. They're trying to make decisions here. They've been disconnected from the love of the Queen of Cups. She's no longer nurturing them, supporting them, healing them. And we've got the Eight of Pentacles, self-employment, new job, confident, new journey with the Page of Wands. Fearless, enthusiastic, ambitious. They're very insecure over what? Your confidence, over this page. So the younger masculines, you know, they got a new job. They got a new lease on life. The Emperor is claiming them because they are bright stars who can bring healing to the world. So they've been disconnected from the Queen of Cups energy. And they've been, it looks like they've been, they got to take care of themselves. There are, yes, because we've got the Page of Wands, working very hard, new job, ambitious. There's proposals and marriages here that are releasing these other ones. There's no right choice. They're in fear. They're in worry. They don't know what to do because these youngers, they're no longer lustful little, you know, F-boys. They're going to go and they're actually going to become husbands and leaders of families. They're holding the Temperance energy here. Look, and High Priestess. They're in the Temperance energy. They're connected to Source. They're connected to this Temperance angel who is a High Priestess. Take it as it resonates. In the subconscious, it's like in their mind. It's like now, rather than being connected to this ruthless, lustful jackwagon who wants to bring conflict to everything, they're connected to the High Priestess and Temperance angel, who could also be the Empress. We've got a Magician here who is hesitating. They're being reckless. They're taking risks. They did not get the new beginning. You're standing up for yourself. You're taking the high ground. You're battle ready. They're in a 5 of Cups energy here. They've lost. They're at a crossroads. And you're celebrating. Your guard is up. They cannot cross. They've lost you. You're moving on. And you're celebrating here. The 3 of Cups. So we've got the 3 of Cups, and then in the central energy, or in the environment, we've got the 3 of Cups also. These are new opportunities, new beginnings, passionate, original. You're going to create your own story. You're going to sing your own song. Free will was mentioned. This ruthless person has been leading people down a path of incoherency and not listening to their song, right? He's just been saying, do this, do that, do this. He was a false teacher, a bad teacher. And they're in an 8 of Cups disappointment. 5 of Cups, 8 of Cups. They have failed to move against you. You've got your Ace of Wands new beginning here. Excuse me. The Empress is here. And the Knight of Cups. So we've got proposals. The Empress might be receiving many proposals. 10 of Wands in the reverse. She's learned how to say no. She's not taking on anybody's burdens. So she's got a lot of proposals, but she's not taking on anybody's burdens. Somebody's confused here. They're excited, they're free, and the Page of Wands energy. The illusion has been broken. The mind control has been cut off. The pages, the youngers, are free of this mental driven programming. They're in the King of Swords energy. They have mental clarity now, so they're free. They remember their heart song, their soul song. They're in balance here with the 2 of Pentacles. So they're juggling a lot of things right now, but they're also in this Fool energy. They've got an innocent new beginning here. They're very capable of maintaining a heavy load and maintaining balance within all of those multiple priorities. So they're getting a new beginning here. Oh, this Devil is mad. This Queen of Pentacles, remember I said she's a protectress. This Queen of Pentacles is dealing with this Devil. Or there's a Queen of Pentacles who is a devil who's going away. Either she's making the devil go away, or she is a devil who is going away. In the Chariot, they're being redirected away from sensitive new love. They're stuck in the middle with this 2 of Swords. They're at the crossroads, and this Empress is got this new. She's coming home. She's coming home. The Empress has, you know, the Empress energy, the mother energy in all of her aspects has been successful, and she's coming home. She's like, there was a whole bunch of Jezebel trickster spirits that had taken her place in this other dimensional system, and they are here figuring it out and rejecting all of them, and they're bringing home those high priestesses and the empresses. They have reclaimed them and are bringing them home for a new beginning. And again, we've got the Page of Cups and the Page of Pentacles. The youngers, they're eager about spirituality. They've got crushes. This is happy news. They've got a new job. They've got lots and lots of potential. And there's a change here, death. So there's a severe change going on, a massive change. Your hard work has paid off. You're very successful here. 7 of Pentacles, 3 of Wands. And this is an end, a completion of the 7 of Swords energy. This is a completion of the deceit. It's over. It's over now. The Magician is here. You're using your willpower, you're manifesting something, you're talkative, you're very energetic. As a Page of Swords, these are the younger masculines who have been freed from that mental entrapment of lust. And the Hierophant, the Most High God, is here regarding loving unions. So he's watching every proposal. He's matching, making sure that everybody is in alignment and that there's no hidden agendas. And some people they have a very negative outlook regarding love, and they're getting disconnected. They're getting disconnected from your life of luxury, which is coming in very quickly. You should be receiving some form of verification, whether it be in your mind, in your heart, or in the 3D space. Take it as it resonates. But we've got this King of Wands here who is a loyal, natural leader. He can accomplish whatever he wants, and he knows who to delegate things to in order to make a project or a circumstance successful. He's planning for the futures with the Two of Wands here. He might be traveling toward a Queen of Swords. Or there could be a Queen of Swords here who knows the truth about these illusions, and folks are being bound. They're being bound out. She knows the truth about what's going on, and whoever it is that's got this nasty little agenda for sacrificing people to their black hole, for using the love and the energy of the womb to further their own stupid delusional leadership roles. You're here with the Hermit energy. You're shining a light on things. You're very, very strong. You're very determined here. And you got your inheritance. You're victorious. You're coming into what belongs to you. These mental drivers, these hypnotists, these interferers and squeezers of the heart space. You know, those who put blockages on the heart chakra so that people are coming from the lustful chakras. They put blockages on all these chakras so that people wouldn't speak their truth or feel their truth. That's over now. Those blockages are gone, and they are free from that burden. And they're the youngers. I'm so pleased to see that this emperor, this father figure, is releasing them from this ensnarement. It's very good. Very good. It's nice to have Divine Masculine on scene. It truly is. Such a relief. You know, these lustful little demons did their very best to destroy the reputation of the father. They cheapened his existence and his presence, you know, trying to destroy him. But he rose. The father figure rose up. He got fed up and he said, enough is a freaking enough. And he's claiming these youngers, these are his sons or his nephews, relatives, whatever you want to look at it like. He's like, no, he's taking them right out of here. They are in the star energy. They are in the temperance energy. And now they're connected to the high priestess, Empress, which is connected to source. Everybody's soul song is now connected to the Hierophant there, the Most High God. They're being freed from this ruthless F-boy, tyrant, King of Wands reversed. He was effing people for profit. He's just a prostitute. You're getting ready. You're getting ready. Somebody's in regret and they failed. You have been rejuvenated and you're getting ready. There's preparations being made. Arrangements being made for this journey. Look, so we've got people here that want to bring conflict still. They want to try one more time. They're in a Five of Pentacles hardship. They're sick. There's a scandal here. They're experiencing poverty. They have no self-love. They cannot create any beauty. No flowers bloom where they are. There's nothing beneficial. They're sick. They're scandalous. They're whoring. There's nothing good except conflict and chaos that comes out of them. They have nothing to offer a loving community. They're behaving unpredictably. They could be coming in fast with some conflict. They will be defeated. Look, magic. They're sending out more magic. They worked hard without results. They're in the need to balance things out because they've been disconnected from the love of divine feminine. She's no longer pouring her love into this black hole soul group. This Page of Wands is here going on a journey. He's got a new job. He's working his life in a different way. He's on a different path now. He's on a different path. He is rejecting what's going on here. There are withdrawals. He's withdrawing from this ruthless, lustful, bad teacher. There are heartfelt proposals here, loving proposals. And somebody doesn't know what to do because you are here in the temperance energy, in the high priestess energy. You're subconsciously connected to source divine. So they were RAPing everybody in the mental body, driving them into lust, driving them into domestic violence, driving them into infidelity, driving them into not giving a crap about the children they produce, driving them into addictions and hateful behaviors. And now the mental body of these earth angelics, these light-bearing beings, are subconsciously connected to source divine, the mother, father, God, goddess, creator network. They've been claimed by the divine. Not in a slavery type of a way, but in a way that they have the free will to go sing their own personal song. They're not being driven into lust and infidelity anymore. They're able to, like, the blockages have been removed from their heart space, and the infiltration of their minds has been taken over by the divine. We've got stubbornness in the mind. So yeah, they are this frequency that this ruthless King of Swords or King of Wands reverse has been pumping into their mental body is being blocked. It's stubborn. It's like, no, there's no more bullshit going to be strung through the minds of the youngers or anybody else for that matter. This magician is holding back. They're being held back. They're not getting a new beginning. Or there's a magician here that's taking some risks. Somebody that's holding back those who took risks, those who made a gamble, those who gambled on your life, thinking that they were going to get a paycheck out of your demise. All they had to do was F you for it. Whatever. They're not getting a new beginning. They're taking some risks. You're battle ready. You're standing up for yourself. And they're going to be confined. Okay. You're taking the high ground. They're being confined. They're not getting a new beginning. They're being held back. It could be that you're holding them back with your willpower. 5 of Cups. They've lost you. They're at a crossroads here. There is a celebration here. They have been found to be, they're not good. They're not moral. They have earned no merit. It's clear in the courts of the law who these are and what they've been doing. There is a celebration here for this new beginning, and you're abandoning these ruthless F-boys and F-girls. You're not going to support them with your love. You're not going to keep their life nice for them. You're not going to sweep the floors of people taking craps all day long on it. You're not doing that anymore. This is your gain. This is your conclusion. It's over now. You're abandoning those who have abused you. They failed. The Empress is here. She's getting lots of proposals, but she's not taking on anybody's burden. She has learned to say no. She has learned to say no. There will be no third-party entities accessing this Empress, this divine mother energy. She has learned to say no. These ones, they offer nothing but a burden. They're offering nothing but a burden. And she's like, I'm not taking on your burden anymore. You need to get out of my space. And it's foul the way they even keep trying. It's like testing her. And she keeps having to say, no. And it's like, just stop already. When will she be able to relax and know that the people that are approaching her don't have these foul intentions? Somebody's confused about your freedom here. The King of Swords is here. He's got mental clarity. He's busting out the illusions. There's no more illusions. You've got, look, he's here, omniscient. He's multi-talented, he's multi-talented. Or he's dealing with, he knows the truth about those who were working against him and those who want to compromise now. They want to compromise and collaborate. They want to compromise about the collaboration. He's got a new job here. He's working on behalf of eternal love and he's bringing it forth. There is a schedule and it will manifest itself here. Those who are mind effing people, that was their strategy, to get into the mental bodies of these people. All it takes is a relationship, and then you have access to their higher mind and their source, and you can paint them out any old nasty way you want. They're sick. They're very sick right now, and weak and fragile, because you have reached the peak. You are the gift, and you're having sweet dreams, and they're having to eat every foul freaking thing they ever put upon you. You've got your vitality. You've got a new family here. You're going to start a business. You're going to have some land. You're going to have a partner, a companion who has proven themselves also. This is a new family tree that's coming together. Somebody lost. They're experiencing loss. They're experiencing damage because you and your friends, your team have persevered through this and you've reached your goals. And your prayers have been answered. You're stable. You're secure. You're in harmony. There's evidence of what these indulgent people have been doing, what they've been indulging in, all of the foul, interfering methods of their agenda. They want to apologize. They're protesting. They're stressed out in their brain. So they got a lot of shit going on in their mind. This mental disturbance that they've been putting into the world and causing so many people to suffer from. Bipolar disorder, anxiety, you know, all this self-talk of unworthiness. And others, those entities that they called forth, those demons that they called forth to make havoc in your life and in your mind, yeah, they're overloaded. So their mental body is overloaded right now by what they have sent out into the world. It's all back on them now. You are free. You've been freed from that burden. And now they're in need of aid. They need aid, man. They're in danger. They need help. They fell into their own trap because you triumphed. You've gained a victory. So they're in the trap that they set for you. So there's good news here. There's a miracle. There's a miracle. You've got alliances. That you've got people who see you, what you've learned, what you know. You have value. Your alliances see you as honest and good. They're trustworthy. They're here with you. And somebody who tried to rob you, somebody who tried to rob this sweetheart is furious. They're in a freaking nightmare. Their life is falling apart. They've got lots of mental juju crap that came back on them. Every demon or spirit that they sent out to F up your world is back on them. It's stuck on them. Their houses are haunted. Their temples of flesh and their temples of wood. It's all haunted now because they tried to rob this sweetheart of their peace, of their love, of their family, of their wealth. And they're stopped. They're being stopped from tapping into your dream, from causing illusions in your mind. And now they're being made blind. They can no longer see you. They can no longer astral project into your world and spy on you and walk around in your house, eat your food, leave shit everywhere, and then tell the world how you don't take care of yourself. They're hesitating. They don't know what to do. These prideful people, egomaniacs. You're getting your reward. You're coming into your fortune. You are at peace and you are relaxed. It could be that you have a fortune of stability here. Those who were bribed to curse you and your fate are now in conflict. Their fate is conflict. A world of violence is what you wish to create. A world of violence is what you shall have. I mean, they were moving against loving people who wanted nothing more than to love them and help their lives improve. And they stabbed them in the back and shoved them in the ground. They introduced drugs. They caused people to become addicts. I'm always drawn to the Whitney Houston story. What they did to that woman is horrid, and they do it to many who are not in the limelight. It happens that way for everybody. Well, not everybody, but many people succumbed that way. You're worth saving. You were being dominated and bullied, and mental disturbances were being brought to you. Why? Because you cared about family. Because you're a peaceful person. Because you want a generational family tree. You want your family and the history and the future of it to be strong, settled, balanced, loving. That's why. So they wore masks as other people, and they took part in the marriages that were meant for somebody else. They would get into the mental body of people. They would say, oh, these two people are going to come together and this is what they're going to create together. So they would put on a mask, and then they would go introduce themselves as that person to the partner, and then they would destroy that connection. Live and learn. Live and freaking learn. This is over. There's a promise. This is over. This natural disaster, this crap that you've been weathering through is over. And you are a blessing to your family. You've proven it to be so. Under the most dire circumstances, you still remained loving and balanced, and you did not go full vengeance mode. You did not decide to destroy the entire world because of your suffering. You remained in temperance energy. You're high value, and you can see that from the history. You honored your vow. They didn't honor theirs. They broke every promise they made. They betrayed the Most High when it came to your well-being. They were supposed to protect you while they were benefiting from you. And now they're being separated, and that's justice. They are bound to the commitments that they made while trying to rob you, and now they're in fright. They're frightened. They're paranoid. And they should be, because they called forth every evil seed that they could think of to try to capture you and bind you to it. And now it's on them. The divine, as powerful as these illusions are, the source-connected individuals can see clearly. So that's what this is. They're in the temperance angel, earth angel energy. They're in the high priestess energy. They're connected to source through the third eye and through the mental body. So the sky belongs to the sun. So this mental body, this collective mental body, is undergoing some serious upgrades, some defrag, some antivirus. It's being cleared out of these entities that have been doing magic and casting illusions, delivering false messaging. Self-care. There's preparations. So people, you know how to take care of yourself. There's more of that coming. You're getting ready. You're making arrangements. You've been rejuvenated. You're in the star energy. You take care of yourself. You revitalize yourself. No matter how many times they shattered your heart, or no matter how much black energy they dumped into your temple, you as a star being were able to transmute and revitalize out of that. They did not expect you to continuously renew yourself. Page. The younger masculines here, the Page of Wands, the Page of Cups, Page of Wands. The youngers. Somebody wants to continue fighting. They're trying one more time. They're in a Five of Pentacles energy. They have no love for themselves. They don't know how to take care of themselves. They're a vampire. They're a dead entity. There's no life in them. There's no life in them. There's no love in them. You've got a ruthless King of Wands reversed. There's something happening very quickly here with the Eight of Wands energy. And we've got magic. So they're sending forth magic. They're trying to create conflict. They want an abusive situation. It could be that they're being defeated. They want to cast the illusion about your defeat. Whatever. Look, this is a person of privilege. They're in a position of privilege falsely. It does not belong to them. They got that by casting magic over loving people and then stealing their identity. Well, they've been working without results. They got a lot of things to balance out now because they've been connected from the life and the love of this Queen of Cups, of the Divine Mother. In any of her aspects, of these vampiric entities who are ruthlessly little hoe bags using their wand to rape and hurt and destroy the reputation of the Father, which is about protection. They've been disconnected from that security. They're no longer covered by the love of the Mother in any of her forms. They're connected to their vampiric entity friends. So the Page of Wands is getting a new journey. They're enthusiastic about a new job. They are withdrawing from this past energy. It's being announced. They may be making the announcement that they're leaving it behind. They're going. This could be, they are rejecting. They're rejecting the offer of this ruthless jackwagon. They're going forward into this Ace of Cups. They are releasing, or they have been released from this brutalizer mind effer that's been screwing up life paths for everyone. They're connected. They could be in a High Priestess, Temperance, Angel energy, or they are connected to Source through this energy. They're stubborn. They're not listening to any of this other crap. They're connected to Source. It's not a conspiracy. It's the real deal. There's a magician here who made bad choices. You stood up for yourself. You took the high ground. They're being unfreedomed. They are losing their freedom because they can't trigger you. You're not being triggered into South Node thinking or action. You've taken the high ground. You're like, look, I'm not going to fight with you. I'm just going to stand up here and shine my light, and you can just stay down there. Stay down there. I'm not going to take on your energy. They're being locked out. They're in a Five of Cups energy. They've lost. They're at a crossroads. you're celebrating here with the Three of Cups energy. They did not earn any merit. They're not seen as a kind, good, moral human. They're just not. This is a trauma bonded individual, or this is somebody who gets off on and is successful only because they trauma bond to people who have good lives coming for them. They trauma bond to them and then they have them serve them. This is not. Yeah. So they're seen for who and what they are. And again, you've got Three of Cups, community celebration. Ace of Wands, new opportunities. You've got so much potential here. And you're finding a new path. You're finding a new path. You're abandoning the old path. You have found a new path. This is the conclusion of what was, and you're entering into what is new. You're coming into a gain. And we've got snack. Snack. Well, and it's interesting that you've got this. Snack, yum, gain. And he's holding a fruit. Like, this could be organic fruits. It could be that somebody failed to snack on you and your fruits. This is the conclusion of them snacking on you. They can no longer harvest off of you or your future or your capabilities or what it is that you came here to do. You're abandoning them. They were eating your good fruits. They were surviving off of your work, your effort. So you're leaving them behind. They treated you like a commodity, like a fucking, oops, excuse my language, I'm sorry. Like a snack. They were treating you like a snack. Sorry about that. So the Empress is here, having evolved. She's receiving a lot of proposals. She has learned how to say no. She is not taking on anybody's burdens. She's not dealing with any of these third-party hoes. It's like, stop trying to offer a connection. There's no connection that's going to be accepted. She knows what these people are all about, and she's saying no. These freaking third parties won't stay in their own lane. They keep coming up trying to pretend that they're loving, but they're just a lustful bunch of hoe bags who have no potential on their own accord. She's saying no to the cult leader. There's no, look, this cult leader, they won't, she's like, this cult leader keeps sending in third-party hoe bags to make proposals to this Empress. And she's saying, no, no, no. And I heard this curator and his buddies saying, she's rejecting everybody. Of course she is. She can see that you're third-party enemies, man. She can see that you're working for this freaking cult leader who won't stay in their own lane. She's not taking on your burdens. She can see clearly. She's connected to this high priestess, temperance angel energy. She's connected to source. She sees through you. A bunch of third-party, cultish, narcissistic jackwagons coming up trying to attach themselves to the Empress. They're confused. They're delusional. You've got your freedom from that. The King of Swords is here. He knows everything about the work that has been done, and he's got great skill. Look, we've got influencer. Maybe his job is to influence people in a good way. He's got mental clarity. He's logical. He's about free will. He's not about binding people to some low vibrational bullshit with magic spells. There's a billionaire status here that is an influencer. It could be this King of Swords. Or he's in defense of an oracle influencer, billionaire status, telling this demonic fashion witch to go F off. Taking the land back that belongs to the unicorn legend. This land never belonged to vampires. It belonged to the legend. And this simp, this is a feral, jealous simp, narcissistic, worthless entity who comes in and parasites on others and then brings misery to them for gain, and it pleases them so greatly when they can cause hurt for another. They're a black square, a love-bombing, gaslighting troll who does the least amount of work for the most gain. And they feed people to this black hole soul group. This is who they are. And they attach themselves to empaths, starseeds, those who have special qualities. But somebody out here is an influencer in oracle, billionaire status. You're known throughout the cosmos. There's a show out there. The lifetime story of this Empress is called Earth Woman. And there are red flags. So she's pointing out the red flags regarding this bitchy energy, this jealous little hoe bag that's loyal to this ruthless King of Wands in the reverse. She just pollutes herself for fame, for fortune, for gain. Take all your little bro hoes, all your little girl hoes, and just go away. This Empress has learned how to say no. She's not accepting them into the fold anymore. She will never, ever, ever give them back her empathy. They're done. She sees them for what they are. She's experienced it, probably cycle after cycle. She knows full well their heart and their intention. You have gain. They need to eat. Everybody eats, somebody said. Yeah, okay. All those entities that you called forth can go ahead and snack on you because you're the one who called them forth, and you're not connected to the light-bearing temperance angels anymore. This curator does not own the merchandise of the earth angel, God's children. He does not own it. It does not belong to them. He lost the covenant. He betrayed the Most High, and he does no longer have a covenant. That has been given to the divine feminine, to the Empress High Priestess. She's not a freaking conspiracy. They all thought that she was a myth, that she didn't exist, that they had fed them all to the black hole soul as a snack. They weren't supposed to exist. This emperor and this empress were supposed to have gone extinct, these energies, but they didn't. This will never happen again. This will never happen again. The Divine Mother, in one of her aspects, stated, this is your last lifetime story. They will not obtain you. And your life is a punishment. The fact that you lived through their attempt to feed you to this black hole soul group has brought forth all the evidence necessary as to their practices and the truth about who they are. The illusion has been shattered. Heart bond. You're all about the heart bond. So the youngers, the pages, are being guided by this emperor father figure. They're going on a journey. They've got a victory here with the chariot. Somebody is in regret over your ability to rejuvenate with this star energy. You're making preparations and arrangements are being made for self-care and for this heart bond. So you're going to come together and you're going to care for each other. You've shown that you take care of yourself, that you recognize the value of your own life, and now you get to come together with somebody else who has also done that and proven themselves to be working to make certain that they stay in that energy. So you'll be able to rely on them. You'll be able to trust that they're doing the work also, that they're not there to sabotage you. But you do have somebody here that wants to bring conflict. They're going to try one more time because they're in a 5 of Pentacles poverty. They have no love for self. They're a vampiric entity. So there is a warning, Knight, and survival. You've got a vampire entity here who has no love for self, who's trying one more time to get at you. This is your challenge. They want to survive. They're dead already. The divine, when I asked who these entities were, I was shown a picture of a bunch of coffins. So these are vampires living in castles. They probably got coffins in the dungeon. My nightly sleeping grounds, darling. A ruthless vampire, King of Wands reversed, is sending forth some air travel. They're doing magic. They're trying to send magic to somebody to create conflict. This is a privileged person trying to pull up your seeds, pull up your wealth, to take from you what belongs to you. This is how they've gotten their status of privilege. They're disappointed. They worked without reward. They've got a lot of balancing to do. They got so much crap going on. They have been disconnected from the loving cup of the mother in one of her aspects, or in many of her aspects. She's no longer pouring love into a brutalizer or somebody who wants to destroy her. She's just not going to do that. This Page of Wands, or the younger masculines, are enthusiastic and they're moving forward without fear. They've got a new job. They're very ambitious. They're rejecting whatever this is. It's being announced. I mean, everybody might know that this is what's happening. We've got preparations being made here. There's preparations to clean up the well, this card is the crows dumping those clams onto the road so that they can be run over and squished by cars so that they can then go and eat the meat. The divine stated some time ago that these vampiric entities are the new fodder. Whatever black hole soul thing they've been loyal to will be feeding on them. Or maybe God has another plan, but they are the new fodder. They will no longer feast on the temperance angel. They will no longer feast on the earth angel. They will no longer feast on the pure and innocent of heart. They will no longer feast on purity, on the children. It's over. They will no longer vilify and pollute and grow those children into horrendous, foul adults. They're not in charge of that anymore. You've got the Emperor here as a very stable, serious father figure. He's the new guide for these younger masculines. And he's leading them into love. So there are proposals here. Somebody doesn't know what to do. You're releasing them. Or maybe you've been released from a crossroads. You're connected to the High Priestess, Temperance, Angel energies. This is not a conspiracy. What they have been doing to your mind is being stopped. You're stubborn. You're not going to be dealing with that anymore. We've got gifts. The gifts of this High Priestess, Temperance Angel are not a conspiracy theory. We've got tinfoil hat in the reverse. Whatever she's doing, she's stopping this rhetoric. It's like it's no longer coming through your mental body. And it's the subconscious connections to the divine, right, that are running through everybody now. So the sky belongs to the sun. The Most High Divine has claimed the collective mental body of the bioform, those original organic computers, transmitter receivers of the divine, the messaging, the experiencer, the one who received the messages and then puts it into the world, the one who observes what's happening in the world and sends that to the divine. Those bridges were tampered with because they got a relationship, so then they commanded the mental body of people, and then they were putting forth false, terrible circumstances, experiences, and events. They were driving people into this third wheel enemy whoring. They made a practice of prostituting the mother energy by not offering commitment. The only thing they ever offered was sexual activity, and then they would bail as soon as they got it. They treated the mother energy as though it was just a prostitute. If they did create a child, these ones would just leave her alone without support, and then they would accuse her of being responsible for that circumstance. You're not triggered here. You're taking the high ground. There's a magician here who made some really bad choices, and they're being confined. They're losing their freedom. They're losing their access to your abundance. They took a gamble, but they were not able to trigger you into South Node. They were not able to trigger you into vengeance. They were not able to anger you and hurt you in such a way that you were living in suffering, the entire world sucks energy. You always maintained hopeful and took real good care of yourself. You're a star energy, a revitalizer, and you were always rejuvenating your processes. Five of Cups here. They're suffering a loss. They're in sorrow. They're stuck at a crossroads, and there's a celebration here because this person who gets off on and employs themselves with trauma bonding the youth and others, they have been found to be. They are not a good, kind, moral human. They have earned no merit through trauma bonding others, and they're in trouble. They're stuck at a crossroads. And everything that they're doing, all this trauma bonding that they're pushing your buttons, man. They're trying to trigger your wounding, right? They want you to revisit betrayal. They want you to revisit being treated like a whore. They want you to revisit being kicked out of the house and made homeless. They want you to be triggered by, the loss of a pet, because somebody murdered it. They want you to be triggered. But it's coming off of you. It's rolling off of you. Whatever this high priestess, temperance angel is doing, it's rolling right off of you. It's not taking any effect. There is a celebration here. You're in an Ace of Wands energy. You're finding a new path. You're finding a new path. This is the conclusion of you being used as a snack, as an energetic snack, as a flesh snack. And they can no longer feast on your misery. This scavenger is going to be put at a distance. This is the conclusion of you being used as a snack. They're no longer able to feed on your misery. They're failing. They failed to snack on you. It's over. The Empress is here. She's receiving lots of proposals from third wheel enemies, and she has learned to say no. She's not dealing with this cult leader who refuses to stay in their own lane. Commitment. She's all about commitment, and these ones are all about, I just want to cuss. I want to swear. She's committed to bringing forth fruits for the nest, for the children. She's making a commitment to family. And she's got these third wheel enemies, these little hoe bags coming in trying to make proposals. It's disgusting that they would even approach with that energy under the guise of love. She knows who and what they are. She could probably smell them coming from a mile away. You've got clarity over these illusions, over this delusion, over this fantasy. You've got your freedom from it as a Page of Wands. The younger masculines and feminines, do what you need to do with the genders. They're free of this. They're free of this confusion. They're free of this illusion, this delusion. They've got clarity. They're in the King of Swords energy. They're being logical about the work that they do. They're omniscient. They're multi-talented, multi-skilled. They have so much potential. We've got influencer, oracle, and billionaire status. You're a star seed, a temperance angel, an earth angel that comes from higher realms. And these ones trauma bonded and then dragged everybody into the root chakra, the sacral chakra, and decided that they should just feast there forever in this low vibrational suffering energy. Luck. Luck. So luck. The abundance is falling from the sky. The Most High Divine is dropping blessings on you and the whole of the territory that you inhabit. You've got control of the garden. These ones are being evicted out of the garden. They do not get to participate or take part in the blessings. This is your territory. The abundance is raining down on everybody present there. And those who were mimicking you, are alone. Now they're alone. They don't have anybody supporting them. They will travel this new chapter alone. They can't get into anybody's head or their life or any of that because they have the habitual pattern of mimicking, of stealing identities through trickery. And now they're in grief because this is over. There's death here. They've been exposed and they're being displaced. They're being removed out of the garden, out of the territory. They're offering resistance. They're still curious. Some of them are still curious, trying to astral travel and astral project into other people's residences, their minds, their lives. And they're trying to cause mischief. See, you're about ready to take off. You're about ready to soar. And they're wanting to cause mischief, these ghosts, by bringing in negative influences into the mind. So this is a war over consciousness. Battle. So they may be trying to communicate with others. They may be trying to call people in. They may be visiting, astral projecting, and remote viewing and getting into the mental bodies of people. They might be reaching out right now, trying to recruit people to battle you. And this is very risky. At this point, I would say it's a suicide mission. I've said that a while back too. It's over. It's over because nature is going in a new direction. Nature has been reclaimed or reclaimed herself. Mother Nature has reclaimed herself. She's taking that beautiful light-filled flight and she's leaving these self-interested, vampiric snackers, these needless feeders behind. You are protected. The eggs are protected. The children are protected. During play, they're going to be able to go out and play. I'm old enough to remember that you could go outside on your bicycle. You could pedal that little bicycle for 5 miles and then come back. You could spend all day long outside doing whatever and not pay any attention except to what you found to be curious, you know, and you didn't have to worry about somebody kidnapping you or RIPing you or any of that. You're protected. The children are protected during playtime. They're free to go play because these spiders that have been feasting on them are being released. They're being watched. The sun has reclaimed the mental body. The field of awareness and consciousness has been reclaimed by the higher divine, the Most High God, family divine, the upper realms, the upper densities, those giants who created this experience for us, this school. And whoever that is, they're being released out, they're being observed, and they're being removed, and they're being removed with wrath out of this sacred space. They're not going to be treated well. If they have any intentions whatsoever of feeding on anybody, they will be met with wrath. Your life is a punishment for those who long to eat you. Balance is restored. Growth will occur and has occurred. So there's balance and an opportunity for growth. Teamwork. You'll learn to work together. The divine has stated we're going back into a bartering system. You know, the health and well-being and the success of your neighbor or others within the community is crucial to your own existence and your own well-being. Symbiosis. Those who are causing distractions in your life, those who are delaying your purpose, are in fear. They're in fear because they know nobody's going to listen to them. Nobody's coming to their concerts. Nobody cares about what they have to say. They have lost their authority or their illusion of authority. They never had any. It was always cruelty. You're free of that. You're free of that. And the routine of illusion of the past chapter. The illusion, the routine of creating illusion in the last chapter, you're free of it. The memory of it. It could be that you're going to be free of the memory of it. Like it's going to fade. It's going to fade. It's going to be removed. These dominators who were trying to dominate you from an upside down perspective, they are in upheaval. The entirety of their existence is falling apart because there is insight as to the anomaly within the community. So there's this community, this tree here. So the roots run very deep. You have just come through a chapter of very dark and dense, terrible experiences. Your roots went real deep into it. So this tree, when it sprouts, this family tree, you have all that knowledge, you have all that insight as to what they were doing, what the warning signs, the methodology. You know, you have insight as to the workings of them. You know how they operate. So you'll be able to bring that information as a rooted tree, family tree. Your tree will never be coming down by this. You have gained such incredible wisdom, and you're going to spread that throughout the community, and you will strengthen the temples within that community, the flesh temples. You will get your light on, you will get your energy on, you will know exactly what you need to do to increase the vibrancy so that these low vibrational entities, number one, they can't survive there. Even if they were able to sneak in, they're so low vibrational they can't survive it. Number two, you're going to teach your family about it all. This is a new thing for the shining ones. You're going to have a wonderful new experience here. I'm going to go ahead and leave this one here. I hope that this clarifies something that you already intuitively knew. And I'm going to say thank you. Thank you for not getting triggered, for holding your temperance energy in the face of some of the most atrocious and intense interference ever. You doing that is bringing an end to this. You're ready. But you do have a magician here that's being reckless, and they're taking a risk. You're ready for it, though. You're not going to get triggered. You know they're coming after your abundance, and they shall lose their freedom. You know that this little jackwagon, this King of Swords reverse, this ruthless, unachievable desires vampire. They're doing magic to try to bring conflict to you. They want to steal your status of privilege. They will fail. They will be defeated. I'll see you on the next one, everybody. I hope you have a pleasant day. It looks like the sun is coming out. See you on the next one.